Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about chipping. Now chipping is obviously one of the most important parts of our game. When we're not striking as well, when we're not getting it on the green, chipping is something we can rely on to get to not absolutely like destroy our score. And today we're going to be learning a bit more about that, some fundamentals to take, and hopefully this will help you out in your chipping game. All right, first thing we're going to go into is setup. You want your feet to be narrow, pretty narrow, like you barely could squeeze a golf ball in there. That's how narrow it would be. I see most people, they set up like it's a golf shot. What that does is that when you set up like a golf shot, you tend to sway a little bit more, which is not what you want with chipping. For chipping, you want to be as simple as possible, just getting that consistency down. Another thing we're going to get to is ball is back of your stance. So narrow stance, ball back of your stance, just like that. Because I feel like most amateurs, they have it way too far in front, and what that exposes is not bottoming out in the same place every time. So if you go back of your stance, you're going to bottom out every single time there. So just pick that spot, ball position right here, narrow stance. Another thing I want to get into is wrist hinge. So how much wrist hinge? You don't want to be back right here like that. That is way too much variables right there. And you don't want to be flipping through it. You want just a nice, easy, just like that. A little bit of wrist hinge and then going through the golf ball. Just like that. You don't want really anything much going on here, because that will ultimately affect how you strike the golf ball. And you don't want to be like all the way right here when you're striking the golf ball. You don't want to be all the way here when you're striking the golf ball. You want your hands to like kind of slow down and to be able to have this like straight line right here. Another thing that I see most amateurs do is that they have the club all the way back here instead of just having the hands slightly forward. That just helps you to strike that golf ball a little bit better. Now, with the impact through impact, you want to feel as if your wrist is like firm. What I mean by that is you don't want to be bowed right here, super bowed. You don't want to be back here. You just want, as if you were like to tape a T on your wrist, it would just be straight. So just straight through. That's exactly what you should feel. Now we're going to be hitting a few shots here. And all you want to feel is that wrist slightly bending and then just going through the shot. The final thing I'm going to talk about is all your weight should be on this leading foot. 85 to 90% should be on this foot. If all your weight is on this back foot, I almost guarantee that you will not be able to strike it consistently, and you're just not going to chip well. So with all that in mind, narrow stance, back of the stance, wrist a little bit of a hinge, and then going through the ball with a firm wrist. Weight on the left foot. And the last thing I want to talk about is what club you're using. So what club you're using really matters in different situations, but usually for me, I always use 60 degree. It's just easier for me, but it's maybe a little bit different for you. If it's a longer shot, then I'll usually use 52 or 56 degree, but most of the time I'm using 60 degree. You could also open the face a little bit if you're getting a little bit comfortable. Just being able to chip very well in certain situations under pressure, and being able to get up and down when you're not striking the golf ball that well. And hope you guys liked the video. Please subscribe, and see you guys next time.